If you are in that place of it is time to do something, nobody's going to do it for me, or you're wrestling in that place of it's time to do something, but I don't want to do it, but I'm the only one that can do it, this video is for you. You ever just get in that place where you're like, enough, I'm done, we're through with this. Time to get my shit together. That place, you know that place? I want to talk to you a little bit about that today because I know that so many of us have experienced that, will experience that, or are experiencing that. And for yours truly, who just had a baby 5 months ago, and yes, there's postpartum, yes, everything changes, but what it made me realize as I was in a really kind of depressed state is that not just to throw that on to, oh, it's postpartum, you just had a baby. I've been in that season of kind of that lull where you drop down into that valley so many times, and not just when I've had babies. And there's something about the valley that is good for us, may I say, but also trying to navigate, am I in the valley in a healthy state, or am I actually just depressed and need some help? And I think we all can, slide in and out of that place from time to time, which is life. It's absolutely normal to be in those lulls from time to time. But when you get to a place of, okay, I've been here a while, I'm ready to come on up out of here. And that timeline is different for every person. But we kind of like, smack ourselves back and say, okay, you've been sulking for a really long time. You've been depressed for a really long time. It's time to get your shit and get out of here. And I think for many people coming into a new year, because it's a new start, yes, you can do this anytime, any day, any time of day. You don't have to wait till a new year or a new week or any of those things. You can change anytime you want, but because it's a fresh new year, it gives us a freaking awesome opportunity to start making some changes now. So if you're in that place where you are ready to make some changes, this video is for you. This is you making your own change and telling yourself, enough, ready to move on. Not somebody else telling you, and not somebody trying to move you out of a state of mind where you need to actually be in that depressive state so that you can recover, so that you can heal. Now, I know that sounds counterintuitive, but sometimes we need that lull, we need that valley to kind of just like cozy up and take a break. And that, my friend, is very healthy. It's when we start to become very cynical, very isolated, our mind starts to drift into these places that are not that great. That is when, for me personally, I start to have to do a little bit of a check of how far am I falling down and how far am I willing to go, because falling's fine, but how far am I okay with falling? Because as you may or may not know, your brain is producing chemicals and you are creating these thoughts, and as you create those thoughts, you create feelings. As you create feelings, you start to become one with that state of being, and it is a slow fade that before you know it, you are off the deep end and you're looking back at the shore like, how did I get all the way out here? Because it's a slow fade, you gotta watch it. Now, the good news is you can always come back. But the hard news is that once you've kind of drifted out there, it's not easy to get back, because you have to apply some sort of effort, some sort of change. You have to make a change so that you can change those thoughts, change those feelings, change that state of being. And if you're anything like me, and you get out there real far, you just want to lay out there in the sun. You don't want to come back. You want to come back, but you don't want to do the work to come back. Am I right? Sometimes I get in that place and I'm like, I really want to go back over there. I really want to lose weight. I really want to socialize and be with my friends again. I really want to be more structured and scheduled, but can somebody just do it for me? Does anybody else feel that way? Somebody else just do it for me. And you know what? At the end of the day, the answer is no, they can't do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. I'm not telling you that today you have to do anything. I'm just asking you to simply consider some of the things that I'm saying here. For things to change, things must change. For me personally, recently I have started to drift a little further off than I like to drift, and I have been really wrestling for weeks, if not months, a couple of months, with for things to change, something has to change. I have to change something. And really arguing with myself between I don't want to change, but I want the changes. And the argument has been in those couple of months between those two things. I want change, but the change is dependent upon me and I don't want to do anything to change. That's frustrating. And so eventually I wrestled myself down to, okay, I'll make a change. And it started with, hold on. It started with this book right here called The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. I actually listened to this on Audible because, do you see how many pages that is? But I listened to it on Audible, and I actually told my husband that I would not recommend this book to anybody because I was like, it's fiction. It has some great points to it, but it's fiction, and I'm not a huge fiction fan. So that kind of got it on my nerves a little bit, and therefore I was like, it just lingered on for forever. However, here we are, and I'm recommending the book because I just changed up my morning routine because of this book. I made one decision to make one change, and I did that. Oh, there was resistance, but I did it. And so far the experience has been very positive. I mean, if I could tell you that I was here and then I made the change and now I'm here, like leaps and bounds from where I was. Back to what I said at the beginning. If you're in that place where you're like, enough, pack your shit, get up out of here. If you're still sulking, you're still in the valley, you're still wrapped up in all the stuff, this video isn't really for you. But when you get to that place of like, oh, I'm getting sick of myself, I'm getting tired of myself, I'm getting annoyed by myself, and you're in that place of telling yourself, get your shit together and move on, this is when you need to watch this video. But for those of you who are there already, who have still been sitting around a week into the new year and are like, the days are slipping by, I'm getting more anxious, this is terrible, this video is for you. If you are in that place, I would highly recommend this book, The 5 a.m. Club, just for the insights. I did not go into reading this book with a thought of, I'm gonna be getting up at 5 a.m. I just went to read this book because I started it once, didn't finish it, and figured I would just go ahead and put it on Audible and listen to it, but also wanted to hear some of the principles and some of the things that they talked about in the book, and here we are. So one change led to another change, which then leads to another change because things that are in motion tend to stay in motion. So all of that to say, I don't want to make this video a million years long. If you are in that place of it is time to do something, nobody's going to do it for me, or you're wrestling in that place of it's time to do something, but I don't want to do it, but I'm the only one that can do it, this video is for you. And it's just a quick reminder to say, you're not alone. There's so much of this that you can take control of. Don't make it about some huge drastic change right away if you're in that wrestling state. One change. Whatever, I'm not here to tell you what that change is. Whatever that change is for you, you know what it is because you've been wrestling with it and you've been arguing with it and you've been negotiating with it for probably weeks or months now. One change. The one thing that you constantly say, I should do this, I should do this, I should do this. And then you don't. And then at the end of the day, you feel really guilty because you didn't do it and you're pissed at yourself and you're angry. What is that one thing? Take that one thing and implement a change. And if that's like, I should be working out, because let's face it, everybody feels like they should be working out and then they have guilt because they're not working out. I think sometimes people think that you need to be doing these like 30-45 minute workouts or these extensive workouts. Sometimes it just starts with like pull up YouTube, pull up 10-minute beginner cardio workout. Hit play and move. You don't even have to change clothes. I've literally done that before where I'm still in like work clothes or my night clothes, and you don't even have to change your clothes. And in fact, make it 10-minute beginner low impact cardio workout. Then you don't even have a lot of jumping going on. 10 minutes. Think about what you can do in 10 minutes. If you get lost in TikTok, scrolling. I mean, have you had the person on TikTok pop up and tell you you've been scrolling for a long time? Maybe you should take a break. So you know you've exceeded 10 minutes at that point. 10-minute workout. Heck, do a 5-minute. Do a 5-minute workout. You don't even have to think about what am I going to do for 5 minutes. Just literally go to YouTube and search 5-minute workout. 5-minute low impact cardio workout. Start with stretching. Some sort of change. And I promise you that one small change, that one half-ass change, even for the people that are like, go all in. No, you don't even have to do that if you're not in that mindset. One half-ass change can change everything. That is my rant for today. I hope it was helpful. I hope it reminds you that you have more power and control than you think you have. Just because you've drifted on out to sea somewhere and you feel really far away from the shore, doesn't mean you can't get back. On your time, when you're ready, make one change. You owe it to yourself. You're worthy, you're valuable, you deserve it, and you have the power to change. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.